when you lost.
Hey guys, I may have go away heat, but these guys have true heel heat. So you better listen to the podcast or else I'm gonna kick you in your fucking cock and balls.
I'll get it.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Hill Heat, and I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel, as well as True Hill Heat Facebook for our Power Book 4 for Season 3, Episode 9, War Requiem Review, discussing the penultimate episode of Power Book 4 Force, and we must say a goodbye. We're having a funeral on today's show because no more Diamond. R.I.P. Diamond. He sacrificed himself for his brother when being your brother's keeper goes wrong. We are here to discuss it on today's show, and of course, to do that, I am joined by my sister in power, the princess of all the True Heels, Miss Krssi Love. How are you doing?
We should have wore black. I forgot it was a funeral today. Damn. But you know, we are here and we're going to mourn the life and you know the legacy that would have been of Diamond. And we are here. And Jenard is Jenard.
How is Jenard still alive? How is Jenard still alive?
High and all. So we are here.
How is he the brother that is the last one standing? The last one from the Samson gang who is still standing.
I don't know how that's possible, but yeah. But shout out to you, real sidebar, to you and JJ for your review. I don't know how you guys got through Raw, because Raw was not a very good episode, but his mark out was valid and it was understanding. I felt everything that you all were saying, and I was mad that I wasn't available to say anything live, because I would have been in the chat with everybody saying the same things. People just keep giving passes to them, and they don't deserve these passes. This was your season 2 opener, and it bombed badly. It started off great, it did, and then it just went in like a nosedive. And the Brooklyn crowd, which is very disappointed, was not good at all either.
Well, to be fair, I said this to everybody in the chat. It was like, oh, the Brooklyn crowd suck, or the Brooklyn crowd was bad.
They had
it was
a suck
terrible.
show.
I was like, exactly. I was like, we gotta stop expecting these crowds to save WWE by being into every shitty thing that they put out on screen, especially when they're paying a mortgage to go to these events.
And I'm so like even JJ said, I am so happy I did not spend my money to go, because I was like, oh, this might be a good show. It's the first of the year. You know, this is their opener for Raw. They did so good on SmackDown. How did they do this on Raw? How did you drop the ball? You made a 3-4 SmackDown. We gave you credit, and look what happened.
Should never give them credit.
I just had to give
Should never gave them credit. But we will talk more about Monday Night Raw on Saturday. It'll be me, Krssi Love, Top Guy JJ, and True Draw Josh. The whole gang will be
there.
Yes, all 4 of us will be there. 10:05 Eastern time on Saturday. We'll talk about Wrestle Kingdom.
Be there.
We'll talk about tonight's AEW as well as WWE Raw in the second 3-hour SmackDown, which is very nice that it's going to be in the afternoon. Thank you, WWE.
Yes.
Going to Europe. But yes, we got to discuss Power Book 44's Season 3, Episode 9. We appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. And thank you so much to everyone who watched our last review. That was our most watch of the season for Episode 8. We gave that the honor of being the best episode of the season.
It was.
And it still, I think it still has a spot, even though this week's episode was really good. And remember, folks, we want to give you a reminder if you're a Power Book 4 Force fan, don't expect the episode on Friday. There's no episode on Friday. It is next Friday is the season finale, the series finale of
Which
the
makes
series.
no sense to me because you should have taken the holidays off and then we could have had back-to-back weekends. Why would you give us, like, you leave us hanging for a whole damn week, like wanting more?
You're gonna get a week off regardless, so you gotta just handle it. It's okay, but we want to hear from you guys. Whether it's if you're watching on demand, let us know in the comments down below what you thought about Power Book 4 Season 3, Episode 9, and of course, if you're with us live, sound off in the live chat. I love to interact with all of you, hear your thoughts on what happened on this week's episode of Power. So let us know in the live chat what you thought. We got our main man DeMarcus in the chat who says, "What's good, everyone? Happy New Year's 2K26. It's our first Power review of 2026. Happy New Year, everyone, over here on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment." DeMarcus saying Diamond and Marshall were humanized in this episode. No, I don't think they were humanized. I think Diamond was humanized. I don't think Marshall was, because Marshall got what he deserves to be.
He really did. Marshall had it coming. Once he did what he did last week, we kind of knew like something was going to happen, Marshall. And, you know, D-Mac was not in a good headspace, and, you know, he had to be collateral damage.
He's a real killer now. He's a real killer. We got Power Driver Finisher. He says it makes it more interesting because we underestimated him. I think he's talking about D-Mac, or maybe I don't know. Let us know who you're referring to. Who's him? Who is the him? We got DeMarcus who says at least Diamond smashed Madam Wu before he was eliminated by Tommy. Jenard should have told Madam Wu that D-Mac robbed Bola from the fentanyl. There's still another episode for him to do that.
Right, I'm about to say, with Junkie Jenard now, head of the gang, there's no telling what this man is going to do.
There's no telling with this motherfucker after the season he's had. DeMarcus also saying, Jenard. Hey, Jenard. Oh man, have you been seeing the memes about King Kilo?
No.
You and Dam have been playing games. That's the new meme. The new meme is him saying that you playing games.
Because his eyes would be like bulge out of his head, and you'd be like, "What are you doing, sir? Like, come on, stop it! Like, why are you acting like that? Who's your acting coach? They did tell you to do that? They said you're doing a great job."
His acting coach is Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. DeMarcus saying D-Mac and Marshall basically switch roles from the Shy. D-Mac, aka Jason, and Marshall, aka Bakari. Bakari finally got his karma in force. I mean, yeah, Bakari probably should have got shot a few seasons ago on the Shy. So this is he was due.
He played the same character, still playing both sides. Like, nigga, you can't have it both ways, son. You got to pick and choose what you want to do.
It's true.
That's what you get with listening to Jenard. That's all.
Steven saying, what's good, SB3 and Miss Krssi Love. Good to see you in the chat. He also says, Happy New Year, everyone. We got DeMarcus who says, it's ironic that Force aired on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. First time ever in Power history.
It is. And they're giving us the weekend off now. Now you want to give us the weekend off. They usually take They take usually like 2-3 breaks in between.
They do. They usually take a break out after like episode 5 and then after episode 8. And then we get back-to-back episodes. So They switched it up. They switched it up. And yes, Power Driver Finisher say he was talking about Jenard. Jenard. What you doing here, Jenard? He also says, step down from last week, but still a strong
Yes,
episode.
I agree, Pal Driver, for sure. I agree. I agree. I was a little sad about this episode. I was like, you had such two strong episodes, and you wait till number 9 to go down a little
I
bit.
think
But
it was still
it
strong.
wasn't a
It was
bad
still strong.
episode, but I just
Yeah,
think
it
it
wasn't a
wasn't.
bad episode.
I don't think it was as good as the last two. That's all.
That's fair. DeMarcus says Team Jenard. He's Team Jenard on this one. I think that I say it in my headline here. I think that Jenard, we have to really like talk about Jenard being a part of the Mount Rushmore of power villains. My Mount Rushmore of power villains is, of course, Dre. I think Dre will. I don't know if anyone can ever get me as upset as when Dre killed Julio. When Dre killed Julio, yeah, that was he's number one with a bullet. Then I would say Lobos.
Yeah, for sure.
Lobos, because he's like the OG villain. He's the first villain that we had in the Power universe. And then I would I know some people have been putting like Unique, but Unique is like a anti-hero. Unique became a baby face after like season 1. I would say his brother Ronnie is on that Mount Rushmore.
Yes, Ronnie. I couldn't stand Ronnie's ass. I wanted to kill Ronnie myself. Yeah.
Ronnie is up there, and then I would put Jenard. Jenard would be the fourth face on that power goat Mount Rushmore of power villains.
I think Che is one of the worst villains that they've had, because this dude be doing his own. You never seen Lobos come and like do his own like stuff and like be here with people and just be doing stuff. You barely saw that nigga. You a whole kingpin and you worried about what people bringing in money and all. It's terrible. He's a terrible villain. He's a terrible drug pen king lord or whatever you want to call him.
Milan is up there. If I had
Milan
to
is
go,
an
honorable mention, like Milan, I would go Milan. I would go the Tejadas in general. All of them together is a villain. Like I don't know
the whole family.
If you had to single one out, maybe Kane, but Kane has become like more of an anti-hero as well. So I would say the Tejadas overall would be like the overall villains, especially when they turned on Tariq and Braden at the end of season 3. And that would be like my honorable mentions from the Powerverse. I don't fuck with Jason Mitchell and any of the other villains. Kanan was an anti-hero. Jukebox is now an anti-hero because we see that she wasn't like this evil person that she always was in season 3 and 4 in Power. Now that we've seen Raising Kanan, but Jukebox in the OG Power, she makes a good argument for being on that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And,
she was another one.
Ray as well.
Yes.
Ray might have, like, out of all the villains that I just mentioned, Ray is the one that pissed me off the most when he kills Raina.
Yep. You're right. Yep. I don't disagree. I agree with everything you just said.
Let's get into this episode. One last comment to feature here. We got Steven, who says DMAC is positioned as a primary candidate to finally unalive Jenard in for both JP death and for being himself. I agree. I think that out of everybody, who do you think should kill Jenard? I think it is DMAC for me. Who is it for you?
It absolutely should be him. Like, I think that's why Marshall got what Marshall got with because he was trying to get Jenard. But so Marshall, and then once Marshall said what he said, it went black. It just he blacked out. So
yeah. And we seen this from the very beginning of the episode. First scene of the episode, we see Tommy. He's getting the bodies. They're bringing the bodies out of JP, Kilo, and JoJo. And he's paying somebody off to basically take care of the bodies. Before they want to say goodbye to the bodies, he tells DMAC, does he have like anything he wants to say, like a final goodbye? But DMAC is so pissed. He says he's gone. He was like, let's just get out of here. So he's ready for war. He's ready to come at Jenard, and you knew that DMAC was about to do some shit in this episode. The next scene we go to is the aforementioned Diamond piping down Madam Wu. And this is another example of Diamond being the worst fucking hypocrite of this whole season. He got so upset at Tommy piping down Mireya, and now this nigga is piping down the fentanyl connect.
But again, he's drinking. He's not himself.
He drink it in the morning because he got that early morning pipe down, and he started drinking right after it. So Jenard comes in and he's like telling him like, yo,
Not like morning wood gets the day started. You have a little pep in your step.
You got mad at Tommy with Mireya and you doing the same shit. But then he also tells him about everything that went down, that he had to kill JP, and he killed King Kilo, and he killed Jojo. He tells him about King Kilo wanted out of the coalition, so he had to take care of him. As they talked about, everything, he basically comes up with a new plan. Junkie Jenard actually had a new plan, saying that they were going to tell the RDs that Tommy is responsible for everything, just basically blame Tommy for everything, just like Jenard's been doing since Tommy got to Chicago, basically.
Yeah.
So they're gonna put all the blame on him. He's gonna say that JP killed King Kilo and Jojo, and then he had to come in and basically kill JP for that. And so they're gonna be pissed off at Tommy and try to take him out. So your boy Jenard, he got it all planned out. At the same time, he also wants to team up with the Marquez cartel. He says the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Now that Roberto Ortega is out of jail, that way they can get that protection in order to have a chance to win this war against your boy Tommy. So their drugs, these drugs got him making good master plans. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to betray Che and his cartel to go with the Marquez cartel. So what do you think about the game plan by Jenard?
Good thinking on his feet. He had to think of something because he did something so badly, but the drugs got his mind clouded, but not too clouded where he can think of plans to kind of like save him and his brother. So I was like, okay, good thinking. But he was high as fuck though.
Then we got Tommy. He's getting ready for war. He's got his big ass gun and he's putting bullets in it. And then Shanti comes in. They're back at Miguel's hideout, and he basically questions Shanti about like if there's any spots that her and Jenard used to go to that he would go to. And he says he basically asks her if she's protecting him, and she says hell no, she's about money, not about dick. So now you then have Miguel who comes in, and he's not worried about Jenard and the CBI. He wants to get his hit back on Ortega now that Ortega's out for what he did to Mireya. Tommy's like, Mireya is alive. JP is dead. She is good, so we need to focus on Jenard. But Miguel says we need to worry about the living, not the dead. And he was like, well, how about we basically just split up? You take care of Ortega. I'll take care of Jenard. And then he also reminds him, Shanti reminds him about that they have like 6 hours to pay El Che. And Tommy believes that's enough time to do everything that they need to do and then meet back up here at 1 o'clock. All you got, but it's kind of crazy to me that they like neither one of these sides are taking like really good precautions here, because if Tommy wants to get Jenard, why doesn't he just go to the barbershop?
You have like smart but dumb people. Does that make sense?
Just wait outside the barbershop and then shoot him.
Right.
Pretty simple.
Like,
that's what I would have done. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's not that hard, He's always at the barbershop. I mean, let's see. Steven saying Tommy Egan seeking direct revenge for his brother JP's murder. And then we go to the next scene here, which has Grayscale from the RDs basically questioning the CBI for what happened with King Kilo, saying that they left with you, and now they all dead and you're alive. Grayscale pops up and he's like, what the hell are we talking about? Like, how does that make any sense? But he puts the blame on Tommy and D-Mac. And I mean, if Grayskull pulled up on them there, why doesn't Tommy? I'm just gonna still question that. That's an easy kill. Like I'm just saying. But
Yeah, I could pull up to Tommy's house, but we can't pull up to the barbershop. Like
I'm just saying.
I don't like
Your
these
boy
shows. I'm just a little observation that I did, noticed. That's all. That's all.
So Jenard tells them about the lie that happened, that basically JP was the one who killed King Kilo and JoJo, and they're putting the blame on Tommy because basically Tommy caused all these issues and we need to take him out. Grayskull, he ain't really believing it, and just like King Kilo, he thinks that they playing games. Y'all playing games. He was mad at hell when Jenard did that. Basically they do believe him at the end, but he says that he wants to get Tommy, but they also need to get D-Mac as well, because D-Mac is the one that King Kilo was really after. So basically they question not only Jenard and Diamond, they also question your man's Marshall, because Marshall is his boy. So but Marshall's like, he kicked him out of his crib, he don't know where he's at. But then after they leave, they said they're going to take care of it. Diamond tells Grayskull that Tommy's the one who that lied about everything, and that basically he's the one that needs to be taken out. And of course y'all know Grayskull is like, look, I will help y'all take out Tommy, but I need D-Mac first. He gotta go. So of course he puts the pressure on Marshall, but Marshall's like, he don't know what's going on. So then Jenard says, look, get your boy. He's like, he basically tells Marshall that you got to be the one to take out D-Mac. He ain't gonna see it coming from you. And Marshall's like, that's my brother, but he was like, are you CBI or
or not?
With that, are you with us or are you not? And basically puts the pressure on him. I know Diamond got to be looking at this and being like, you telling him to kill your brother very easily, making me think that it would be very easy for you to kill your own brother. I'm just saying, after Shanti put that seed of doubt in his head, I'd be thinking a little something. So then we go to the feds. We see Bobby is with Delgado, and they're basically going over everything that's been going on and trying to pinpoint who they need to go after. But then he asks where's Sang at, and Sang is with Vic, and he's basically pressuring Vic to basically reveal that Stacy is dirty. That's what he really wants. He wants Stacy to be dirty. He's more after making sure that Stacy is dirty than getting Tommy in any way. He wants Vic to say that she was corrupt, but of course Vic ain't about to do that. He also wants Vic to say that Tommy was the one that took out Stacy Marks. He believes he has Vic in his back pocket because he thinks Alicia is still going to say that he killed Colin, but he tells him that I think if you ask your witness, she changed up her story. So this is what Vic tells him. So of course Bill Sang is pissed off. He's like, what the hell is going on? But then he finally basically tells is basically revealing where he is aligned. He's so focused on Stacy being dirty and not really Tommy, to the point that Vic is like, oh, so you paid, someone's paying you off. You're working for somebody else. He realizes that. So Vic has his own motives. So he after he tries to put it on Vic and he says he has an alibi, Vic comes up with the plan to basically say, I'll write whatever you need to write, but I get to walk out of here scot-free. And Sang's like, well, fuck it. That's all I got. That's all I need. So he basically writes a statement that Tommy corrupted Stacy, and Vic is able to walk right out of there on the street like instantly. I was like, that don't make any type of sense. And Bill Singh is incriminating himself with how easily Vic got this. I got the fuck up out of there.
It just like shows like he got the job, but he's not good at it, and he's just dumb. He's just dumber than he was before.
I don't know who's more dumb, Singh or Vic. Vic
No,
proves that he's a dumbass as well.
no, Vic. Yeah, no, I think Singh is, but Vic is like right behind him though. Like not far though, but you got like kind of like leaderboard ish. Like this is Singh, Vic is like right here.
This is true. That's true. We got here in the chat, Steven, who says Shanti, after season of manipulation and betrayal, Shanti could move to take over remains of CBI, removing Jenard herself. I could see that. I
Yeah.
could see that happening. So yeah, so basically, they send after that meeting with the RDs, they send a couple of the RDs to go after Tommy. We go back to Trina Delgado and Bobby DeFranco, and they have their whole conversation. She lets him know that Ortega has now been released, and we know saying he was doing all this dirty shit behind his back.
Mm-hmm.
So he also, but she also talks about this lawyer named Chan, the lawyer from the Marquez cartel that went to see the leader of the Serbians before he got clipped. So she's like we need to find out who he is because he's not on the bar. He's not on the he doesn't have
Not
like
on
a
the list.
lawyer. Yeah, he doesn't have a lawyer's license. He's not a real lawyer in Chicago. He's not a real lawyer anywhere. She checked the
They can't
visitor
find him.
logs. He's nowhere to be found. He hasn't committed any murders, but he's just been completely off the book. So they know that he's probably working with the Marquez cartel in some type of way. Lieutenant Bobby is like in disbelief of this, but he's listening to her. Basically, when Singh comes in and says that let Vic go, and that Vic says that Stacy was working with Tommy, he basically gets pissed off. He's upset, but Trina Delgado tells him that you can't go after Tommy. This is gonna fuck up the case altogether. So she basically sends him on a mission to go after Chan and to find out more information about him. So then we go to Tommy.
So that's what that happened. I must have missed that part because I was wondering how he was like why he was following. Well, we'll see. We'll get to that part. But yes, okay, that makes sense now. All right.
Yeah, because she said that Chan's been seen at this particular restaurant. So that's why she tells him that he should go there to find out more information about him. So then we go to Tommy, who's on the hunt for Jenard. He confronts Big Smurf and his boy. He is asking about Jenard and all this. And he says, look, you can roll with me or you can roll with CBI. He was like, the choice is one, but you got to pick one. He offers the money. The Smurf's friend, he basically takes the money and says yes, but Smurf is smart. Smurf's like, even if I flip, he was like, you're not gonna be able to trust me. And Tommy can respect his loyalty, so he basically shoots the other guy, and then tells Smurf, like, yo, you tell Jenard that I'm looking for and I'm coming to get him. So
yeah, when he killed the other guy, I was just like, whoa.
Smurf got to live.
Yeah. Because the other guy was like, okay, sure. And then but then he got killed. I was like, oh, Tommy's on one of those. He's on this type of mission. Got it.
Yeah. Tommy about to clip a lot of people in the next couple of episodes. He clipped a bunch of people in this episode. So he's about to clip a bunch of people in the last episode. You already know that. And we already knew that Smurf was going to live because we still haven't seen the scene where he's in his car waiting outside the church with Jenard. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. So then we move to the next scene after Tommy confronts Smurf and them. We go to Roberto Ortega, who is all living lavishly at like a mansion and stuff. He's in his pool with a female that's a butt ass naked, with big old titties. And he comes out of the pool because Diamond and Junkie Jenard are here to see him. They tell him the game plan about Tommy and how they want to take him out, and they now have common enemies. But Roberto Ortega calls Diamond out for him teaming up with Tommy earlier in the season to take out one of his men. And he was like, basically, how about, I take out fucking Jenard for what you did earlier this season in order for this deal to work. So basically, they pulled out the knife on Jenard. Junkie Jenard is like, yo, what the fuck? And Diamond tells Roberto, he was like, you'll be doing Tommy a favor if you did that because he just killed his brother. So that's what convinces Roberto Ortega to work with them. They not only going to work with him to take out Tommy, but they also want to move some drugs for him and give him a footprint in Chicago with their whole coalition. So he basically are gonna flip. They're gonna go against Shay and them and go with the Marquez cartel and move some drugs for them. But Roberto says that the only way that this works is that if you keep Tommy alive. He says that he wants to be the one who does the final kill on Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Jenard's plan is working, but apparently Diamond ain't going to go in there and make any more meetings with Ortega by the end of this episode. We all know. So then we move to Tommy, who's out and about. He basically he gets a call from Miguel, who lets him know that CBI is now working with Roberto Ortega and the Marquez cartel. As he's pulling up, we see the RDs. We see C4, Grayscale's boy, who was cool with Jenard before. He pulls up out of the van with a bunch of the RDs. It's like 5 of them. They all pull their guns out on Tommy. Tommy got his hands up, but then a van pulls up on them with guys wearing masks, and they just killed the whole bunch of these niggas. Killed them real quick with some machine guns, and then they grab up Tommy. They put a hood over his head, and they throw him in the back of the van. And apparently this is the Che and his cartel, because we're next scene that we see, it's Tommy. He's back at the insane princess's lair in that room where Miguel used to torture people. And they got Miguel and Tommy basically tied up to some chairs. Shay comes in and he basically says that he knows about them going after Roberto Ortega, and that they are trying to disobey him, which he told them don't do that. So he basically threatens to break off Miguel's finger with like a plier. Then he does the same to Tommy, who lets him know that you got the wrong guys in this chair. It's actually CBI who should be in this chair, as Diamond and Jenard basically turned on you and are teaming up with the Marquez cartel. So Che is impressed once again that Tommy got these big ass balls that he's able to just talk his way out. So so he lets them go, but he basically tells them that because Tommy warns him. He was like, if you don't let us go, if you don't go after them, he's like, your whole business in Chicago is going to be taken over overnight. So LJ basically tells them, he lets Tommy go, and he says that you got to kill Diamond, Jenard, Roberto Ortega, the entire Marquez cartel, and he says get that done. But he also says that he needs his money, so he says he's going to keep Miguel until the money comes, and you go ahead and do what you need to do and kill all these niggas.
This is why I said Che is a horrible villain. If that scene alone was like, you are not, you're this. I don't know what drug lord you are, but this ain't it. This right here just proves to me that this is little to you. You're not a real drug lord. This is pennies.
LJ does warn Tommy that if he disobeys him, he's gonna kill Mireya and stab her in the heart right above his baby. And because he now knows that Tommy is Mireya's baby daddy, and says that he's gonna kill her. And you could tell Tommy was pissed off when he said that. Tommy had that face where he was like, and I agree with DeMarcus. He's like, I believe that Tommy and Miguel will team up and eliminate Che, because Che threatened Mireya and Tommy's family lives. Lives, excuse me. So yeah, I think so too. It's probably going to happen in this last episode. Maybe they defeat the Jenard and Roberto Ortega, and then they got to deal with Che right after. Who knows? Or maybe Che is going to be the villain for Legacy.
True.
We got Steven who says Jenard isolation with Diamond dead. Jenard is left alone, exposed, and facing Tommy full revenge in the upcoming series finale. Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's gonna happen. That's definitely gonna happen. That's gonna be the real thing that we look forward to in this last episode. So basically, after he tells him this and he lets Tommy go, Tommy basically has to start making moves and try to find CBI and take care of these whole motherfuckers, because it's a whole war now. We got a whole war going on now. So then we go to back to the barbershop, which once again, why isn't Tommy going directly to the barbershop? I will keep asking this question for every scene that we have at the barbershop. I will keep asking the same question. Why isn't Tommy here?
Great question, friend. Great question.
Grayskull and what's left of the RDs pull up on Diamond and Jenard. They're all upset for what happened with C4 and the rest of the RDs. Like, what the hell happened? They tell him they're in business with the Marquez cartel, so they can't go after Tommy right now. But we know he still wants D-Mac's head because Ortega didn't say anything about D-Mac. So now your boy Grayskull, he was pissed off, telling him that he hates them. He hates Diamond and Jenard. But he says that if D-Mac is not dead by the end of the night, then that's basically it's going to be another war with another crew, because he understands and he knows that these niggas is playing games. Y'all's playing games. When your boy, then we go to Vic Flynn. He gets on a plane, a private plane with his girlfriend Ray, and it looks like he has the opportunity to get out of Chicago. But then they zoom in on Vic, and you can tell this nigga ain't gonna leave.
Dumbass, dummy. Like,
not your freedom. Like Tommy told you in the last episode, why you ain't leave with Beth? He might be the dumbest and most worthless character in all of this Force series.
Probably so, and he might just die next week too. Like, because if you go back, you need to go. You need to die because you deserve it. Yeah. Because you would have the little money that you little had, and then you would have been fine.
Good to see Jose in the chat. Good to see you, good brother. He says, assuming we are getting Tariq next week, do either of you think we get any teases to the new spinoff with Tommy and Tariq? I think that whatever Tariq is helping Tommy with, there's gonna be some ramifications that lead into the legacy series. I think we're gonna see something in the form. Maybe it's them taking over multiple cities, because they've teased a lot of things in this series with like D-Mac possibly going to Atlanta to be in Morehouse. Maybe he starts working with the Course Perfect, the app that
Course Connect.
The course, it used to be Course Connect, but now it's Course Perfect because it was Effie. Effie took what their idea and made it into her own. And she's the one that's going to be running the colleges for Tariq in his new business that was at the end of Ghost.
That's true.
So maybe D-Mac is like a representative at Morehouse. Maybe these two, because we still haven't got LA, because that was teased at the end of the OG Power that Tommy and at the beginning of Force that Tommy was on his way to California, but then he got wrapped up in everything in Chicago and then decided to take over Chicago. So maybe we get Cali, New York, and Atlanta. Maybe it's multiple cities for Legacy. No, we'll see.
Not bad.
That's a thought. Then we go back to JP's house, and Kate is here. Kate Egan is back. Mama Kate is back. Mama Egan is back. Basically, Mireya was the one who let her know and told her that, what happened to JP. And Kate's like, she needs to be here for her son with the funeral and everything, and she wants to help. But Tommy's like, he got everything settled. But basically, Tommy's like, she shouldn't be here. He got too much on his plate. There's a whole fucking war going on. Like, why? I don't need Kate and her fucking chaos here.
The way he be treating Kate, but I mean, Kate do rightfully be deserving everything that he says.
It's basically that Tommy has PTSD from his whole entire life with Kate being on drugs and being a neglectful mother. That anytime he sees Kate, he turns into that little boy that's just been treated horribly by his mom.
Oh God. Well, I be feeling sad for time when he see Kate, because he just be like, oh, now I gotta take care of this one too. Like, it's another job I gotta do.
Kate is more reflective and into her emotions now that she's sober. So she basically tells Tommy, like, I know you're hurting. She's the first one who says that. You know what I'm saying? I know you are going through it. Just stop trying to act tough for real. She is like, and Tommy is hurting. He's sad as hell, and he
Yeah.
basically kind of comes to, and he basically, she wants to do something to help him and to do something for JP, and she's sad as well. What happened to JP? He wants payback, but she's like, is there anything I can do? And he basically tells her, find something nice for JP to wear. So she goes up and does that. Now, of course, Mireya tells Tommy that Kate deserves to be here, and I understand what she's saying. That's her son, but it's just way too. You shouldn't be here, Mireya. If we're being real, you got a baby on the way. You should not be in Chicago right now.
She definitely needs to go, like, before she be in any more danger or harm. They should have been shipped off to I don't know, Colombia. I don't know where somewhere where there's a secret hiding place where drug dealers send people that they love.
Yeah. Kate, DeMarcus saying Kate basically Dr. Phil'd Tommy. Remember that Dr. Phil was Tommy's favorite show going up.
You gotta let your feelings out. You gotta express how you feel.
Exactly. She learned that. She learned that from her 12 steps. But Tommy tells her, he doesn't need the chaos. He's got the whole thing with the Marquez cartel, CBI. It's a whole fucking war going on. So basically, realistically speaking, none of them. It's way too dangerous for any of them to be in here.
Mm-hmm.
What if it feels like Kate might be the next one to get dropped off, and we almost saw that in this episode.
Sure did with Junkie Jenard.
So everything is just a mess right now with Tommy, but he still has everything that he needs to take care of. He has to deal with CBI, he has to deal with the Marquez cartel, and he's also got to deal with El Che. He does give a call to Shanti to go pay off the basically pay off Che for the drugs and everything, so Miguel can get freed up. So we'll see what happens with that. I just don't understand why he got all of his family here. This just doesn't make a lot of sense with how Junkie Jenard is moving.
And again, like you said, why haven't we went to the barbershop? But yet Jenard can find any and every place where you and your family is. Any kind of drugs. A whole junkie could find anybody, but you guys can't find that junkie.
He's literally at the barbershop. For fuck's sake, go to the barbershop. But yeah, as he saw that, he also saw he got a bunch of texts and calls from D-Mac, and then D-Mac wasn't at the house, JP's house, so he's like worried about D-Mac as well. Then we go to Shanti, who takes the money to El Che, so now Miguel's able to leave, but she went by herself, and El Che was not happy about that. He tells her that the next time that she comes, she better make sure that it's with Tommy, and at least she was able. She got what she wanted. She's looking like the winner of this episode so far because she got her meeting with El Che. Maybe it didn't go exactly how she thought it was gonna go, but she's one step closer to where she needs to be.
Mm-hmm. And that's being in charge and being on top with her for herself. No one else. Nobody as her partner.
Yeah. So we'll see how the last episode goes for Shanti, and if she is able to take over Chicago like she's always wanted throughout the whole series. But Miguel is able to leave. Che gets his money, so we're one step closer in that regard. And then we got one of the bigger moments of this episode. D-Mac pulls up at Marshall's crib. He basically is questioning Marshall, like, where is Jenard? He comes in, he's asking the questions about Jenard, and of course your boy Marshall ain't trying to tell him anything. He tells D-Mac that he needs to go leave town because he basically tells him that they want him to kill him. He pulls his gun out he pulls out the strap on D-Mac and tells him that he needs to go, and this just pissed off D-Mac really, because he's like, you pull out your gun and you ain't gonna use it. He says that he couldn't do it. He says that we've been knowing each other since we were 6 years old. He was like, you're my best friend. You're like my brother. I can't do it, but just leave. He then puts down the gun, But then the next thing you know, D-Mac pulls out his strap on Marshall. And Marshall's looking at him and he's like, you can't do it because you feeling the same way I was feeling. But D-Mac is not feeling the same way you didn't lose your father, nigga. So he tells him all of that. He asks him one more time.
Exactly.
He asks him one more time to tell him where Jenard is at, and he's like, he can't. And he was like, you ain't gonna do it. He was like, you ain't gonna do it. We're brothers. You can't do it. And he pops him, shoots him directly in the head. The blood splatters right on the refrigerator, right on the pictures of them growing up together. That was so symbolic. This was the best scene of the whole entire episode for me.
It was, though.
I was like, D-Mac turned into a real killer. What Kanan told Tariq in season 5 of the OG series, you ain't a real killer until you kill someone you love.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happened. And that whole scene had you like on the edge of your feet because you knew something was going to happen. You just didn't know how the sequence of events was going to go. And it played out exactly. And I was like, well, where's Marshall's mom? Because don't his mom live there or whatever? Don't he take care of his mom? I was like, so where's
she gonna come home to her son fucking brains being splattered on her refrigerator and on her floor.
And I was like, where's his mom at? Like, what's happening? But yeah, D-Mac just saw black because, again, you're not telling me where the band is that killed my dad, and you're telling me to leave because they're coming after me. No, I'm coming after them. And I'm going to kill you to get to them. So it's okay. Like at this point, he had already like, it's okay. I that's not my friend no more. Like all bets was off when you made me move out.
When you chose, it's not even moving them out. He chose CBI over their friendship. Like I wish Marshall would have made the right decision. The right decision is to go with freaking D-Mac because Jenard has already turned his back on you in season 1. Remember with Cousin Buddy in Indiana? He took that deal away from him, snuck that right under him. That's when Marshall apologized for the first time that he pulled his gun out on D-Mac. And that's another thing. You should never pull your gun out on somebody twice without using it. He pulled his gun out on him in season 1 when he called him out for snaking him and going out with CBI behind his back. And then he pulled his gun out here and didn't use it. Nigga, he's not the one. He's not mentally there. He just lost his father. What were you thinking?
Yep, that's true. Very true.
We go to Mireya and Kate. They're at the house and basically talking about Kate losing her son. She talks about how this is not the first time that she's had to put a son down to rest. And she talks about Jamie, Ghost. And she asks Mireya if Tommy ever talked about him. And she says yes. And we know that Mireya tells her that she could never imagine losing a son, but she rubs her stomach when she says that, so Kate immediately knows. She was like, oh my god, are you pregnant? And she's very happy. So you experience some loss, but you got some joy in the world because you're gonna be a grandparent. So they hug, they embrace each other, and they come a long way from the first time they met each other in season 2 when Mireya had to show her that she about that shit, and Kate was like, oh no, you know that's not gonna work out for you, but see, it's working out just fine for Tommy for now. She basically she talks to Mireya about the life that they live and accepting that, and she says that she does accept that the life that Tommy lives, he will always be in danger. She already accepted that, but she's not okay with the child being in harm's way. She does ask Kate how did she deal with it, and Kate tells her she was high as a kite on drugs all the time or at the bottom of a bottle. She dealt with that type of stress in that way, and Mireya's going to have to figure out another way because Kate's way did not work out for her. As far as we'll see another interaction between them where Kate sees her booking a flight later in this episode. We'll talk about that.
Oh God, Kate.
All right, so at this point we get the scene with Bill Sang and Bobby and Delgado, where Delgado tells Chan tells him about Chan and the club that he always visited, and tells him that he needs to go there to basically investigate and find more information about Chan. So we'll see that in a minute here. Then right after that, we go to a big scene because Tommy gets a text from Diamond when he was at the house, and Diamond says that we need to meet. So they go ahead and they have that meeting. This was the scene that they put out on social media before the episode last Friday, where Tommy and him meet at the Riverwalk and basically talk about where everything went wrong. He says, like, we could have Tommy was like, we could have took over the city, we could have took over all of the Midwest. And Diamond's out here saying, oh, it was never a partnership, it was you trying to make me the number two and stuff. And he was like, no, he was like, we had a partnership, the problem was Jenard. And Diamond don't want to admit that his brother was the problem. He tells him that I'm not gonna let you kill my brother and all this shit. And he's making all types of excuse at this point. But
Yep.
Tommy tells him it's not gonna be any peace between us, because he was like, it's a brother for a brother. He was like, that's the only deal that makes sense. He was like, I gotta take Jenard out. And he
Yep.
tells, I'm not gonna let you do that. But Tommy tells him that, there's a lot of things you told me that I was not gonna do, and I still did it.
Yeah. Uh, Again, I think this was like kind of one of those come to like Jesus moments where you're like, listen, I tried, but no one wanted to listen to what I was saying. I tried to convince you. I was trying to tell you these things, and you still wanted to do your. So this is why we're here now.
Oh, this would wind up being their final conversation with one another. But it did show that Tommy has a lot of respect for him, because the old Tommy would have smoked him and his brother. He would have smoked him right here and then killed Jenard later.
It's true. I think they're underestimating how nuts Tommy can get when it comes to like things about family, especially because he didn't really have, a close knit family. So for him, it's the people that he's choosing, and he was building relationships with, and he would get close to these people, and it just so happened, and you could tell like the both guys were not very happy to be in the state that they're in right now, because they actually did genuinely have a friendship. I feel like, or a brotherhood.
Yeah, no, I think it was more of a friendship, because if they had a brotherhood, it wouldn't have been broken up so easily by a real brotherhood between Denard and Diamond. So
I guess so. Yeah.
we see the CBI is basically passing out guns and everything, and this is where Jenard pulls up, and Bones and Raheem let him know that Marshall got capped, that Marshall got killed, he got shot down, and Jenard is pissed because he was like, I should have never sent a boy to do a man's job. Of course, Jenard, he's pissed off. He's talking about he's gonna go get Tommy himself. He is tired of all this stuff. Raheem reminds him and grabs him and says, look, you high as a kite right now. We are supposed to be laying low. Jenard tells him, don't ever put your hands on me. He's gonna do what he wants to do, despite the whole deal with Ortega. He says that he's gonna go after Tommy here, but instead he decides to go after fucking Kate. I hate this nigga. I hate this nigga so much.
Because you're doing dumb shit now at this point. You did his brother. Now you want to go after his whole mama. Now you really want him to just see red and just black out and just kill you.
And why isn't anybody either why isn't nobody telling Kate, or why isn't these niggas with guns stopping her from going out on her own? You had niggas with guns protecting the house, but why are you letting your mother then go out on the town and shit? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, neither one of these sides, like I said, with the CBI boys hanging out at the barbershop where everybody knows you hang out at, that's stupid. And Tommy allowing his family to just go wherever they want without any protection. Same thing with D-Mac. D-Mac's out here without any protection. He can easily get grabbed up and killed. Like, stupidness. We see D-Mac, he gets all emotional. He's at Genesis' house, and he pretty much tells her what happened with him and Marshall. He says, man, she tells him, man, tell me you did not do what I think you just did. You didn't kill him, right? And he's like, look, I'm a gangster. I do gangster shit. This is what I do. This is who I am. He says, screw him and screw CBI. He's all pissed off. He is out of it. You could tell that he's not mentally all there. He tells her that you don't have to deal with it. He was like, Genesis, man, if this is anything, I'll tell you to get the fuck away from him. You should probably leave.
I think it is in her best interest, because again, she's definitely no Mireya. She's not about this life. She has to like separate from DMAC ASAP.
Good to see our boy Cortine in the chat. He says if it wasn't for Ghost Diamond, and Jenard would have seen a different Tommy. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. He understands the brotherhood and everything. And we got most people that we've been having watch live for one of our reviews. We appreciate y'all for joining us. Drop the thumbs up if you haven't already. We're almost done talking about this episode here. So after this, like I said, Genesis, just go to school. You got a good life ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from this nigga D-Mac. This nigga D-Mac is just going to bring you nothing but pain and suffering. Please. Please, girl.
I agree. Please run away. Look at this as a blessing.
Yeah, take it as a sign from God. You're named after a chapter in the Bible. Like, take that as a sign of God, girl. So then we go to Jenard, Junkie Jenard, who's high as a kite, wearing his hoodie, and he attacks Kate because Kate is driving around in the blue Mustang. This blue Mustang that should not be driving around because everybody gonna think you Tommy and shoot that shit up. But she is out here going to the grocery store, going to the bodega, and trying to go back into her car. And Junkie Jenard does attack her. He pulls out the piece on her, and he's going crazy, talking about you brought him into this world, and you're gonna die just like JP. I'm like, God damn, this nigga has lost it.
Yes. Like he's on some high. He has some real shit, yo. He's on some shit, yo. Seeing all these little things, like you just looking around. Like
you gotta go.
Paranoid.
You gotta go. You can't do that to Kate. You gotta go now. You gotta go.
There's a monkey on your back. You gotta go.
He got the monkey on his back. True story. So then we see Kate. She's being consoled by Mireya back at the crib. Tommy comes in and he's all pissed off. The people not protecting his family and stuff like that. And he basically asks like, how did the guy look? And she says that he was high and he had a bald head, black, and he knows that is fucking Jenard. And I'm just saying.
Enough was said when he said hi.
JP just got clipped. JP just got clipped. How the fuck are you not protecting your family? How the fuck is your men's that you got in the crib with these shotguns not protecting the family? So he tells them to go pack up and says that they got to move over to Miguel's crib. And Kate's like, why are we moving around? What about the baby? And that's when Tommy realized that Mireya told her that she was pregnant. And he gives her a look like, we talked. Mireya's like, we talked. I love that.
Like, she knows she messed up. She was like, sorry, boo. Like, it slipped out.
So then we go to Bobby DeFranco. He's at the club. He's wearing a nice little got his Joe Goldberg from You disguise on with the cap and everything.
You sure Joe Goldberg doing that?
And he's at the bar and he sees Bill Sang pull up on Chan and he sees an envelope being pulled over. So my question to you with this whole scene right here with Bobby DeFranco now knowing that Singh is dirty, is Bobby DeFranco gonna be the new Greg Knox and he's gonna get killed by Bill Sang, or will Bobby DeFranco now basically out Bill Sang? And who's gonna win between Bill Sang and Bobby DeFranco? Who do you think?
I think Sang is gonna win because Bobby's gonna be like super cop. He's not gonna like let shit go, and he's gonna have to like, oh well, you did this. He's gonna confront him, of course, and it's gonna lead him to no choice but to killing Bobby.
I think that Bill Sang is gonna wind up working with Tommy. I think he's gonna flip. He's gonna flip on the Marquez cartel, and he's gonna work with Tommy.
You think so? What if that
I think so.
What?
I think so.
Oh my God. You might be on. I wouldn't be mad at that, SP. That's actually really good.
I think so. We got Power Drive Finisher says Captain America ass get up, all obvious and shit. Like, yo, this was no disguise.
No disguise. And you taking pictures of them niggas and shit. I'm like, what are you doing, yo?
I know we got Steven. Oh no, DeMarcus who says Genesis is similar to Jessica from Raising Kanan trying to get D-Mac out of the game, just like Jessica did for Lulu. And these women don't realize they not a part of the game. They are the game.
Yeah.
So
They
we
wrote the
shall
blueprint
see
of it.
that. Then we got Parjar Finisher says, hope he imprisons him instead, and in prison, Sang gets taken out. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see. We'll see how that happens. So then we get a game plan being made by our coalition here of Tommy, Miguel, and Shanti. D-Mac pulls up on them and basically is like, yo, okay, he no, basically first Shanti tells him like we need to, they basically know that CBI's on the move. So Shanti finally lets some information that she knows out, and she says she has an inside man in CBI. And they're like, what the fuck?
Why
So
you
then
didn't tell us this?
D-Mac pulls up and he's like, okay, so you got the drop on him. So you better tell us where the fuck he is. D-Mac is on one. He is on one here. Oh
They
my
killed
God.
his
I
dad.
was like,
What do you mean they killed his daddy? What do you gotta understand? He is not seeing straight right now. Stop. Y'all gotta give D-Mac some grace. D-Mac is not himself.
Shanti's like, yo, look, I understand what y'all going through, but we need to go ahead and wait, play it smart because TBI is going to move locations because of what just happened with Kate. So we just need to wait and then we'll make our move. So it took for her to say that. Also, D-Mac lets Tommy know that he just got done killing Marshall, that Marshall chose him, pulled this piece out on him. So he had to take care of him. Tommy's like, what the fuck? But he can't even deal with that right now. They got to worry about what just happened here. So it took for Kate Egan to get this whole game plan into motion here. So thank you, Kate, for being around and almost getting killed, I guess. All right.
Pretty much.
It is time for the final scenes here as we see Jenard and Diamond. They're talking back at their hideout. They have basically got a setup at a church where they're hiding out at, and they have some protection from the Marquez cartel. And basically they say that apparently word is around the block is that there's a lot of Miguel's crew, the insane princesses, around the area. So now they understand that someone in their organization is giving them word on their location, and they don't plan to tell anybody else because they believe that maybe somebody else would end up exposing what they're up to. So then they're going to just plan for Tommy to come there, and then they'll try to take him out and just wait. Right now, Jenard tells Diamond that he does not have to stay there, that Tommy only wants him, and that he doesn't want him to be taken out. So Diamond is like, nah, I'm going to roll with you on this one. You know, they said they're brothers, and of course we know what Diamond already told Tommy, that he's not going to allow him to kill his brother, so he's going to stick around. Now we knew something bad was going to happen there. It was this conversation and the next conversation they had where I was like, oh, I see what's going on here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it.
Yeah. Because I was like, there's still scenes that we know that we haven't seen Jenard. We haven't seen Jenard outside the funeral, so you knew he was going to be around after this whole confrontation, but we didn't know about Diamond because we hadn't seen any more scenes for Diamond to be in. So then Tommy's back at the crib with Mireya, Kate, and D-Mac at the Miguel's crib. And then they get the word about the drop, and they know exactly where Junkie Jenard and Diamond and CBI are at, and they plan on making their move. We know Kate tells Tommy to make them suffer, as we saw in the original trailer. So now it is time to go ahead. He asks D-Mac if he's ready, and he's like, let's get the fuck on. D-Mac is more than ready, even though he really wasn't by the time he gets to that church.
His first shootout. You gotta give him a break. Come on, hello. This is his first time on the job. Like, you gotta give him. You need at least 2 more tryouts.
Yes, if you're mourning the loss of Diamond, put your diamonds in the chat. We got the final conversation between Diamond and Jenard, and Jenard wants to know why Diamond picked Tommy over him, and he tells him, look, he made a mistake, he got out of jail and his mind wasn't right, he was selfish or whatever, and basically he should have just chose his brother. And of course he tells him that, you know, he'd do anything for him, and at the end of the day it's going to be them two at the top. He wants Jenard to stay off of that stuff, and tells him to make the promise to him. And all he really wanted is basically tells him that he shouldn't have done anything. And he tells him, like, if he ever, you know, was trying to do anything against him, he completely understands. So he's basically giving Jenard a chance to admit that he was trying to kill him, and Jenard doesn't say that. Jenard just says, "Oh no, I just wanted me and you to run things, man. That's what I always wanted." He ain't lose. He says he ain't lose nothing. You know what I'm saying? He's just happy that him and his brother are back and they're working together. So once again, you knew from this whole scene, I was like, well, one of y'all ain't gonna be working with the other after this.
After this scene, yep. That's it.
So then we get Mireya. She's booking the flight, and Kate pulls up on her. She's booking a flight to Mexico, and Kate's like, "Are you trying to leave my son?" And she walks in and planning on leaving my boy. And Mireya's like, "Uh-oh, I got caught." And we don't know how that conversation goes. Do you think that Tommy knows that she was trying to leave, or this is her trying to protect the unborn child?
I think her Tommy probably had a conversation saying like if things get like too crazy, just go somewhere where you're safe, and I'll come meet you afterwards.
I hope that's the case.
So yeah.
All right, then the final scene. Got to give it up for Raheem here. Raheem's ass freaking poisons all the Marquez cartel hitters. He gives them all water bottles that basically has drugs in it, and that knocks them out. He also basically has a conversation with the one Marquez cartel hitter that doesn't want to have the water, basically knowing that probably something is up, and basically he has to basically take him to the side. He takes him to another room and he slits his throat. Then he makes the call that it's now time to make the hit. So Tommy, Miguel, and then the same princesses come busting in, and the shootout is on. Diamond and Jenard did not expect it at this point. They come in spraying. You get multiple people being shot down at this point. D-Mac comes in and he's shooting. He's looking for Jenard. He winds up getting shot in the arm because D-Mac always getting shot by Jenard. Jenard shoots him. And then Tommy, seeing that, he goes for revenge. He goes and tries to shoot Jenard, and Diamond steps in front of the bullets. He gets shot 3 times in the chest. Tommy, you could tell by the look on his face, he did not want to do that to Diamond. They were partners, they were friends. So he's just like, all right. Miguel says they got to get the fuck up out of there. Shanti pulls D-Mac out of there, who got shot in the shoulder. Then you see at one point we did see that when they were shooting out with each other, Jenard didn't notice that Raheem was on their side, but he wasn't shooting back at them. So he knows that Raheem is the one that basically snitched them out.
Yep.
But at the end, we see basically Jenard is just in shambles. He sees his brother. He's telling him to stay alive. You know, you're still here. We're still here, man. It's a very sad scene as you see the life leaving Diamond's body, and Diamond is dead.
Dum dum dum.
He tells him, just hold on, just fight. But it's a little too late. Diamond took his life, basically stepping in front of Jenard, and basically Jenard killed Tommy's brother. So now Tommy has killed Jenard's brother. This rivalry, man, this rivalry between Tommy and Jenard might be one of the best in Power history.
Franchise,
from the first episode of this series to now. Like it's evolved, it's gone through so many different phases, so many other people been involved in this whole rivalry. What do you think this rivalry ranks in Power history?
It's up there. It's at least top 3-5 for sure.
What's your favorite Power rivalry?
Ooh, I think Ghost and Lobos is still a top 5 for me. I mean,
Ghost and Lobos is up there. I would say, Ghost and Rashard Tate is up there for me. Ghost and Simon Stern is up there for me. Tommy and Dre, Tariq and Kane. I think number 1 for me, Rock and Unique.
Rock and Unique, damn.
Rock and Unique might be number 1 best rivalry, low key. Low key, yo.
And then they were lovers.
Yeah, because Ghost has been able to either outsmart or pretty much overcome most of his rivals, except for Tariq.
Yeah.
But like with Rock and Unique, that was back and forth. Like Rock won season 1, but then Unique has the babyface turn in season 2. They become lovers in season 3, and then the
Yeah.
season 4 they're back to being rivals. So like, yeah, Rock and Unique is probably number 1 for me. That's the one that I enjoyed the most.
I think you might be onto something. I think that one is I think that's one of the best ones. Yeah.
But what did you think? Overall thoughts on season 3, episode 9, War Requiem?
Again, good episode. Not great, but good. Sad ending, for sure. Brother for a brother, at the end. But I'm so excited to see how they're going to end this series. Is it going to be longer than our usual time, or they're going to just rush it? I don't feel, and I think they took their time with this whole season. It don't feel rushed. It feels perfect. Like they got consistently from episode 1 to now. They've got it all great. This season, of course, the best season of the franchise, but of this particular one, of course.
I think this is the best season. Like, I think the only season like since the OG series that is up on this par is maybe season 2 or 3 of Raising Kanan.
Yeah, exactly.
We
I
got our
agree.
boy Grabs Knowledge in the chat. Good to see you, good brother. He says D-Mac getting shot at the church reminded me of when Keisha got shot at the wedding in New Jack City. You ain't
Mm,
bulletproof. Yo, Grabs Knowledge, if you are free for the finale review, we usually do it on Wednesday. So let me know if you're free and you can join us, brother. I miss talking power with you, good sir. So you feel free to join me and Krssi if you're free next Wednesday or whenever we do that. Maybe we'll find another day to do it
yeah.
where you could talk longer while
Yes,
Chrissy's
please.
not at
Yeah.
work.
It worked exactly because I got to get ready to go. So.
We got in the chat here, Cortine saying, did Diamond die for Tariq to replace him? What y'all think? I think that it is going to be basically CBI and the Marquez cartel and maybe what's left of the RDs versus Tommy, Miguel, and Shanti. And they're going to be outnumbered in that way because Che's not going to give him any of his men to help them. So that's why he's going to have to make the call to Tariq.
Mm-hmm.
Because we did get that teaser in the end at the end of the trailer that said Tommy says I gotta call in a favor. So we'll see what happens, what leads to it. But I'm very much looking forward to this final episode. But give us your grades on this episode. Give us your thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Out of 10, what did you give the episode? Your MVP, your LVP, and your moment of the episode from me and Miss Krssi Love for season 3, episode 9, War Requiem. In 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Out of 10, what did you give this episode?
I'm giving this episode an 8.
I'm going to give this episode an 8 as well. This was a good episode, setting the stage for what should be one of the most eventful and noteworthy season finales of Power in a very, very long time. Who was your MVP for the episode, Krssi?
My MVP is going to be probably let's give it to Shanti.
She did get what she wanted. I'm going to give MVP because he's probably going to die in the next episode. I'm going to give it to Raheem for
Oh
taking
yes,
out the Marquez soldiers before
yes,
Tommy and Miguel pulled up.
that's a good one. Yeah, I like that one.
LVP for the episode, who you giving it to?
Marshall.
I was gonna say either Marshall or Diamond. I'm gonna say Marshall. Marshall because he betrayed his brother and then got shot for it. And then moment of the episode, Krssi.
Diamond dying.
Diamond getting shot for sure is the moment of the episode, or D-Mac killing Marshall.
Yes.
Either or, but
Yes.
I'll go
Yes.
with Diamond because he's the more important character. But R.I.P.
Yes.
Diamond. It's Krssi Love. I know you gotta go. Let the people know where they can follow you on social media when they'll see you again.
Hey guys, sorry I have to go, but I'm still at work. But yes, you can follow me, Krssi Love _1, True Hill Krssi Love, or just my plain old name. You can follow me back here again. We'll be back the following weeks for our final finale. We'll figure out a date so we can do it with everyone here. And then you can see me on True Hill Heat on Saturday. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Krssi. You can go. I'll stick
No,
around to read a couple of comments since we got a
no
lot of people
problem.
watching.
All right, bye guys. See you
Yeah.
later.
We got a couple of comments. I did want to feature here. DeMarcus saying his death predictions: Raheem, Grayscale, Manny Fresh, Shay, Shanti, Roberto Ortega, Vic, Cruz, Smurf, Bill Singh, and Smiley. I think you are right on most of these names. I think that Raheem's gonna die. I think Jenard kills Raheem. For Grayscale, I think Grayscale goes after D-Mac and D-Mac kills him. For Manny Fresh, I don't know if she's that important to be killed. If she gets involved, if she's going to team up with Jenard, then she deserves to be killed, but I don't really care. Che, I don't think he's going to get killed. I just don't think Che is going to get killed, and he might be another a threat for them when they go into the Legacy spinoff. Shanti, we got she says Shanti. I don't think Shanti's going to get killed either. I don't think Shanti is going to get killed. I think Shanti is going to be a part of this new multi-city expansion, and she's going to be the one in charge of Chicago for Tommy. Roberto Ortega, definitely, he's dying. And I think Tommy is the one, or no, Miguel. Miguel kills Roberto Ortega. I think Miguel's going to die in this last episode. I think Miguel's going to die, and that might lead to Mireya having no other choice but to leave Tommy and take the baby away. Vic needs to be Tommy. He needs to kill whatever's left of the Flynn family. Cruz, who is Miguel's number 2, I could see him dying. Maybe, I see him as holding one of the guns outside the funeral. Maybe he gets shot down when Jenard tries to have a red funeral at JP's funeral. He's gonna get shot down. Smurf's gonna get shot down for choosing the wrong side. Bill Singh, I think he's going to be alive. I think that Bill Singh's going to work with Tommy, and Smiley, who is the other guy with CBI. Yeah, he's going to die easily. Dion in the chat. Good to see you, Dion. He says, I know they've got a spinoff coming, but realistically, Tommy shouldn't make it out of this between the streets and the feds. Tommy's got way too many enemies. Like the fact that Tommy's always able to skate by and escape, we saw it in Power Book 2 Ghost with how they basically planned his whole death so the feds could get off of him, and now he's probably gonna have to do that again. He's gonna have to fake his death in Chicago now to get away from the feds here, because I don't know how he gets out of this situation. He says plot armor's stronger than a motherfucker. That Vic and Tommy scene last episode was ridiculous. Also that trash ass hitman, yes, we talked about, they don't make Hitman like they made Pink Sneakers. We haven't seen a good Hitman in Power since Pink Sneakers, it seems like. We got Power Jerry Finisher who says MVP, the guy who betrayed Jenard. Raheem, yes, Raheem is definitely the MVP for me as well. We got DeMarcus who says Tariq could eliminate Bones and Smurf to save Tommy's life in the series finale. Possible, but I think you got to use Tariq for someone more important. I think maybe Tariq is the one who shoots down Roberto Ortega to help out Tommy. Power Driver Finisher saying Kate for LVP. I can't give Kate LVP. I give those gunmen, the guys that are supposed to be protecting the family, they deserve an LVP. DeMarcus gives it a solid 9 for this episode, so he's high on this one. We got Steven who's giving it a 10. We also got Power Driver Finisher who says moment of the episode, Diamond's End. We got DeMarcus who says MVP is Shanti. We got Dion who says a lot to wrap up in the finale of, you got this whole war between Tommy and Jenard. CBI and Tommy's new coalition. You got the feds, Bobby DeFranco, who now knows that Bill Singh is dirty and working with the Marquez cartel, and Chan. He knows that he's like a dirty lawyer that doesn't have a bar exam. Also, Bobby DeFranco is trying to get revenge on Tommy for killing Stacy Marks. You got Vic, who did not leave on the plane with old girl, and we saw in the trailer that he's probably going to be working with Jenard. We're basically starting how we started Power was Tommy, having that confrontation with Vic, pulling up on Vic and going to that drug meeting that him and Jenard set up with the Yardies, and basically outsmarting everybody in the room. He shoots down the Yardies, and then he takes the money from Vic and Jenard and basically made an enemy out of both of them. That's how we started the series. We're going to end the series with Vic and Jenard trying to take out Tommy and probably dying in the process. You got Mireya, who might be trying to go to Mexico with the whole baby. We don't know if she's going to be alive by the end of this series and if the baby is going to be alive. Now Kate is in the way. You got D-Mac, who's now going to go after Jenard because of not only him getting shot in the shootout, but him killing his father. You also got Tommy, who wants revenge for that as well. So he's got the feds. You got the RDs and Grayscale, who now say they're going to go to war with CBI because D-Mac is not dead yet. There is so much to wrap up. It's going to be one of the most eventful series finales that I think we've seen in a long time from the Power universe. And hopefully they stick the landing a lot better than Power Book 2 Ghosted. Power Book 2 Ghost, I'm still disappointed by that season 4 finale. So I'm hoping they stick the landing on this one. We got LVP from DeMarcus goes to Diamond. We got Power Drive Finisher says, I think Vic goes to jail if he doesn't die. No, we need Vic to die. Vic needs to die. I'm sorry. Vic needs to die. He's so useless, so worthless. He needs to die. Cortine says, you think maybe Kane went to Chicago and he'll help? There's no connection there. And that needs a whole lot of explaining to explain to us why Tariq and Kane are now working together. No. It just needs to be Tariq. We can have Tariq and Braden. We can have Tariq and Effie get involved, and they're the ones that make the save. But Tariq and Kane, I think that there's a lot of there will be a lot of plot holes if Kane gets involved in this one. Hopefully, they just keep it simple and they don't need another twist, another character to be added here. Cortine says Che is probably out of here. Remember him threatening to kill Mireya in front of Tommy and Miguel? Yes, I think that Che is going to be their enemy after this series. I think that Che is going to still be alive, but I think that he's going to be an enemy to Tommy and Miguel coming out of this, if Miguel is alive by the end of the episode 10. Power Driver Finisher says Tommy to LA. He's got to go there. That was how we started off Power Book 4 Force. That's how we ended his whole storyline in Power, that he was going to go to California. He had the guy that he met through Jason Mitchell that he was going to work with, Alfredo, or I forgot his name, but yeah, he has that guy out there that he can work with. He blew him off at the beginning of Force, but maybe he can reconnect with him. DeMarcus says Shanti will eliminate Vic. That would not be satisfying at all. Vic needs to die at the hands of Tommy. Tommy's the only one who should be killing Vic. Power Driver Finisher says Kate and Mireya can take LVP because they're not even in a safe place. Go somewhere safe, damn. I think the Insane Princess's lair is safer than the JP's house. That's for sure. So they're in a safer place now. We got DeMarcus who says Shanti will eliminate Grayscale and Vic. Grayscale is fine. I don't care about Grayscale that much. Vic needs to die by Tommy's hand, 100%. Cortine says, where should Tariq and Tommy go after they kill everyone? I'm thinking California. Or maybe they're back in New York. Maybe we split time between LA and New York. I think it's going to be like a multi-city expansion. We're going to have to establish what is going to be Tommy's legacy, and now he's going to be the supplier. Maybe he gets the in with the Marquez cartel after he takes out Roberto Ortega. Maybe he replaces him, and he is now in charge of the Marquez cartel in America. And he is going to go multi-state expansion where he's working in New York, LA, and everywhere in between. And even in Chicago, he's got his full hole in Chicago. Yeah, the Power Drive finisher saying, Tommy, come down to Texas. He's like, I got a place. I got a couch for you. Tommy can sleep over, right? Come to UK. Why not? Why not? We got Dion who says two bit never came back. Yes. Too bad 2-Bit never came back. Yeah, I wish 2-Bit would have came. I think 2-Bit would have fit in well working with Tommy in Force. Maybe we can get him in the new series and Legacy. I don't know. DeMarcus saying, I wonder if Madam Wu is related to Chan and Bolo. Interesting. Maybe if they want to continue, if they want to have her be involved in storylines moving forward, coming out of episode 10, but maybe we get them involved in some way. Maybe you get Jenard talking about D-Mac being the one behind the whole robbery at the beginning of the season, and that's how he gets Madam Wu and the Asians to help him out in this war against Tommy and his coalition. Dion saying Tommy needs to do Vic like he did Spanky. See, we right here, Dion. We right here. He need to shoot him right dead in the head, right dead in the eye, and tell him I'm going to California. Bye. Cortine says, I don't know. Am I the only one thinking that Lisa Marie may surprise Tommy? Remember what he said to her before he left? Yes, in episode 13 of season 6, he tells Elisa Marie if she ever wants to come to him and talk about him killing her father, she can. And Elisa Marie, the actress that played Elisa Marie, is now 19 years old. I think that in some way, either in this series finale or in Legacy, the Italians are going to be one of the enemies of Tommy and Tariq. That is one of the enemies that the two of them have. Like, they have their own separate enemies. Like, Tariq has the Tejadas. He had Noma. He's had multiple different enemies in Ghosts. With Force, Tommy's had the Flynn's. He's had CBI. He's had the Marquez Cartel. The one villain, the one enemy that they still have remaining from the OG Power, is the Italians, because Tariq was responsible for Proctor's murder by keeping the door open for Tommy. And of course, Tommy was the one who not only killed Proctor, but he also killed cousin Benny. And then he killed old boy that was in charge of the Italians as well. He killed most of the Italians in that final episode. Like, yeah. The Italians took Tariq in season 6. So the Italians could come after him with Elisa Marie now older. Maybe she's in charge in some way, or the aunt who was Shauna on Entourage, she can come in, and they're working together now that Elisa Marie is older, and she wants revenge on not only Tariq, who is now a part of the biggest organization in New York City. They also want to take out Tommy, because we have had references to the Italians in this season of Force as well. So maybe the Italians in Chicago are connected to the Italians in New York. There's so many different directions they can go here. And I think that Elisa Marie, she's definitely going to come back in Legacy. I have a feeling she's definitely going to come back in Legacy, and she's definitely going to have a bigger role in the Italians organization. Cortine saying Elisa Marie may want to kill Tariq too for playing her. Yes, he got her up out of the crib, but he also left the back door open. And she had to find out from, her aunt that Tariq was a fucking lion snake. So there are so many directions, so many ways this is go. I'm very excited about Power Book 4 for season 3, episode 10. Remember, like I said at the top of the episode, this week, this Friday, there is no episode. It is next Friday, January 16th. That is when the episode's gonna drop. So I'm looking forward to it. Yes, thank you, Texture. Vincent is the one that Tommy takes out in the final episode of season 6 of the OG Power. He was the head of the family that ordered Tommy to kill his father, Tony Krssi. So, yeah. There's a lot of the Italians have to play some role. I don't know, in episode 10, there's way too much going on in Force for them to be slid in. Maybe like right at the end, we find out that the Italians are now after Tariq and Tommy and Tommy's family, and now that's why they have to leave Chicago. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know, but the Italians are going to play a role either in this finale or in Legacy. that is a lingering plot hole, a plot device that they haven't gone to. And I know Gary Lennon, he has paid attention. He's watched the OG Power. He was part of OG Power, showrunner at that time as well. So I think that he's going to bring that into play, especially for the new Legacy series. That definitely needs to happen. As far as the rumors about Ghost being in episode 10, I'm not buying it. It was removed from IMDb, so it doesn't look like it's going to happen. If it does happen, maybe it's in a dream sequence, but I don't see it happening. Hopefully, we can get Ghost back as a narrator for the Origin series. And if you haven't known, we are continuing with our Power Universe coverage. Thank you so much to everybody who watched the live stream today. Thank you to everybody who's watching on demand as well. Remember to drop the thumbs up on the video, share with your friends, subscribe if you are new. We appreciate all the activity. This is like the busiest we've had the chat. This is why I did an extra couple of minutes without Krssi Love, because you guys have been so active in the chat. Love hearing from you guys, hearing your thoughts, where you think all the directions are going to go. If you're watching us on demand, let us know in the comments down below, what is your death predictions for episode 10 of season 3 of Force? Who do you think is going to die? What do you think, like the big storylines that we're going to see in this final episode? Let us know in the comments down below. We also got Ace here who says, remember Tommy's father was playing both sides? Yes. Yes, I do. Tony Krssi could not be trusted. He was going to snitch on Ghost, and that's why Ghost had to basically fool Tommy to kill him. And yes, Tommy Krssi would be a better name. We also got Dion who says, dude playing young Ghost played young Dame in Creed 3, but he also played in All American. He played Spencer's best friend in All American. That's where I know him from. He was the quarterback for the Crenshaw football team in All American in the first couple of seasons of the series, and he went out with Spencer's girl as well before Spencer did. He's a good actor. I'm looking forward to the Origin series. I'm looking forward to the Legacy series. And like I said, the special announcement, we will be covering both. We will be covering Power Book 5 Origins. We will be covering Power Book 6 Legacy. And yes, we will be covering the final season of Raising Kanan this year, later this year. That's going to be premiering. So I'm looking forward to that as well, how they close the chapter on Raising Kanan. So much stuff for us to enjoy from the Power universe. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying our content and our conversations, talking about it. Keep the conversation going. Let us know in the comments down below. What's your death prediction for episode 10 of Power Book 4 Force season 3? Let us know what you thought about episode 9, and leave your diamonds in the comments as well. R.I.P. Diamond. You're a real one. You're your brother's keeper, but you went from drunk diamond to dumbass diamond because you chose the wrong side, nigga. Anyway, drop the thumbs up on the video, share this video with your friends, and subscribe if you are new. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and a lot of that comes down to all of our coverage of Power Book 4 Force. So if you haven't already, check out our episode 5 review from season 3. Check out our episode 6 review. Check out our episode 7 review, and of course, check out our episode 8 review of Power Book Force season 3. It's been a good one. And we also got coverage of Stranger Things season 5. Check out our review of volumes 1 and 2, and our review with me and Chris G of volume 3, the season finale, the series finale of Stranger Things, and keep the conversation going with that as well. I will be back on Friday, actually, for more stuff here on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment. Me and Chris G will be live here at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday for True Hill Heat Check, where we're talking about all things NBA basketball. We'll be talking about Trae Young's possible trades. We'll be talking about where we think he's going to go. And our big conversation is we are going to be giving you our top 20 greatest NBA players of all time, each of our top 20, and we'll be finding out who we think is the GOAT, number 1 greatest NBA player of all time. So hope that you're able to join us for that. Join us live on Friday at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time. final call for the chat. We got the diamonds in the chat for Ace. We got the Power Driver Finisher saying, take care, y'all. Take care, sir. We also got Texture who says, speaking of RK, do you think Raquel dies at the hands of Kanan? If not, do you think Raquel makes it out alive in season 5? I don't think Raquel is making it through season 5, but I think that Kanan did not shoot her dead in season 4. Check out our reviews. We did a whole reviews of Raising Kanan as well. That's up on the channel right now, where you could see me and Krssi Love talking about the entire season 4 of Raising Kanan. Check that out if you haven't already. But I'll be back with y'all on Friday. I'll be live tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time on True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel to review tonight's AEW Dynamite, the first Dynamite of 2026. So join us live for that. AE Ramble, me, and Jimmy Macaron will be with you to break everything down that happens tonight on AEW Dynamite. So join us for that. For Miss Krssi Love, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our Power Book 4 Force, Season 3, Episode 9, War Requiem review. We are signing off until next time.